Hey everyone, we miss you so much. We're so glad that you're tuning in to Fusion and Thrive this week. Hey guys, we still want to worship like we normally worship, as loud as you can, so feel free to sing along. We really believe that God still wants to move. God still has something that He wants to speak to us. So yeah guys, sing as loud as you want, pay attention during the message. We're going to play a game later on in our Zoom groups, so enjoy service. Bye.
There's a grace when the heart is under fire. Another way when the walls are closing in. And when I look at the space between where I used to be and this reckoning, I know I will never be alone. There was another in the fire standing next to me. There was another in the waters holding back the seas. And should I ever need reminded of how I've been set free, there is a cross that bears the burden where another died for me. There is another in the fire. All my dead left for dead beneath the water. I'm no longer a slave to my sin anymore. And should I fall in the space between all the things unseen and this reckoning, either way I won't bow to the things of this world. And I know I will never be alone. There is another in the fire standing next to me. There is another in the waters holding back the seas. And if I ever need reminding, will power set me free? There is a grave that holds nobody, and now the power lives in me. There is another in the fire. Oh, there is another in the fire. Oh, there is another in the fire. Oh, another in the fire. Oh, and I can see the light in the darkness as the darkness bows to Him. I can hear the roar in the heavens as the space between wasted. I can feel the ground shake beneath us as the prison walls cave in. And nothing stands between us. Nothing stands between us. And there is no other name but the name that is Jesus. He who was and still is and will be through it all. So come what may in the space between all the things unseen and this reckoning, I know I will never be alone. And I know I will never be alone. There'll be another in the fire standing next to me. There'll be another in the waters holding back the sea. And should I ever need reminding how good you've been to me, I count the joy come every battle, 'cause I know that's where you'll be. And I can see the light in the darkness as the darkness bows to him. I can hear the roar in the heavens as the space between we stand. I can feel the ground shake beneath us as the prison walls cave in. And nothing stands between us, and nothing stands between. There'll be another in the fire standing next to me. There'll be another in the waters holding back the seas. And should I ever need reminding how good you've been to me, I count the joy come every battle, 'cause I know that's where you'll be. I count the joy come every battle, 'cause I know that's where you'll be. I count the joy come every battle, 'cause I know that's where you'll be. I count the joy come every battle, 'cause I know that's where you'll be.
Hey, I want to remind you that after the sermon, we actually head into small group. So if you are not connected to a small group, please email us at students@blackrock.org. We want to make sure that you are able to join a small group of the same kind of gender and grade so that you can still get involved with what we're doing here at Blackrock. Now, here's our challenge for this week, and it's actually one that I'm really looking forward to. We're asking for you guys to send in your best memes to students@blackrock.org, and Zach Lamine is actually going to shoot a video telling you whether or not he actually likes the meme. Most likely he will tell you that it's trash, just letting you know. Zach's humor is high class. So guys, put out your best memes. Best memes, send them to students@blackrock.org, and you guys want to send those in by Sunday night. Now put that in the comments. Like, I actually want to make sure that you guys know when are you sending them and what email are you sending them to. Fill up that comment bar now, please. Cool, well hey, we're gonna head into a time of message. We can't wait to see you. Bye.
Welcome back, everybody, to another week of Fusion and Thrive Online. We've been through a few roller coasters here, haven't we? And no, I'm not talking about all the outside stuff. I'm talking about this series that we've been talking about, identity. We've had some laughs, maybe some tears, but truly I just hope that we've traded some knowledge. But we're not done. We're not done, because because I know you guys are maybe sick of me doing this, but it's the best way I remember, even though we've been through the vine, the branches, the fruit, abiding, the he, the me, and the we, there's still another part, because identity is very personal, but it's not entirely about you. Because once you have a good sense of identity, it's meant to be shared. It's meant to be shared with others. Now, I will say this. It's not easy sharing the word of the Lord and this newfound sense of self that you have, but it's very necessary. I'll tell you this. There's a right way to do it and a wrong way to do it. I'm going to hopefully be able to show you guys the right way, where the Lord will be able to do that through me. And to do that, you guys know where we're going. We are going to John 15:5. And in John 15:5, I'm going to read the whole thing for old time's sakes. I am the vine, you are the branches, and if you remain in me, and I in you, you will bear much fruit. Now, this last one that I sneak previewed last week is a bit of a dinger, and it is, apart from me, you can do nothing. Apart from me, you can do nothing. Apart from me, you can do nothing. Now, let me tell you something about that, because I know for some of you guys, it may seem like that's a bummer. For me, I know that definitely hits, that hurted it, like I feel that in my core, because I prided myself on so long on being able to go, and do. Being able to do this and that, being told, not being told, and being able to get everything done and build me up. Apart from me, you can do nothing. Now, it's not a total bummer, because on a very surface value of this scripture, you can appreciate this one thing, that the Lord has given you an able body, an able thinking mind, and the breath in your lungs, most importantly. If we don't have all three, at least we have that. We're alive and we're breathing. That in itself is a gift that we're not always guaranteed every day. So we need to appreciate that. We need to appreciate that if we're able to do this, this, or this, it's because God has done this, this, or that for us. The second part, more in depthly, I want to talk about this short sentence within John 15:5, is that John is actually writing about a ton of things, but one of the things within this biblical era are people called Pharisees. Romans 2, but within the Pharisees, they prided themselves on following the law, doing good deeds, being able to be what they considered righteous. The thing about righteousness, though, was that it needs to come from the root. It needs to come from God himself. Not to say that good works and good deeds are useless without the Lord, but they kind of are. Apart from me, you can do nothing means that to do real good, you need to be connected with the Lord. John is telling us that no matter who you are, whether you think you know right or wrong or not, it needs to come from the right place. Now, this isn't anything new. You guys have heard this type of thing before. You've heard that God is the center of all things. That's true. You heard that do unto others what has been done unto you. That's also true. You know these things. Do you believe them? Do you believe the things that you know? In your identity, are these masks that you put on, even good ones, even beautiful, well-crafted masks? They're still masks. They're not your true self. I'll give an example to you so I don't start sounding super philosophical or whatever it is. I had it all together. I had everything. I was great. I thought I was. And I'm saying this mostly as a joke, but there was a point when I was a senior in high school that I thought I had it all. I thought I knew what I was doing. I thought I was in the best place I'd ever been in terms of my identity, in terms of what we've been talking about. To bring it around, if we're talking about what we've been talking about the past 3 weeks, I'll put this into perspective. In terms of the he and the vine, here's a picture of me at my youth group graduation, where I was a student intern that whole year. Now, the thing about this picture is that, first of all, I look pretty darn good in it. And second of all, I was in a place in my life where I truly thought I knew everything I needed to know about the Lord. Strike one. Now, if we go into the me, right? I know you guys are doing the motions with me, right? If you're talking about the me, here's a picture here. I was starting to discover the things that I enjoyed, the things that bring me passion, the things that I thought my best self liked, which a lot of those sticked. And this is me on top of a mountain, Hawk Mountain in Pennsylvania, if any of you guys have been there. A lot of great memories on that mountain. A lot of bad ones, too. I got lost there a few times, and I thought I saw a bear. But we're not going to talk about that one. We're going to talk about how I felt like an adventurous wild man, and I loved who I was in that moment. That was the me. And I even had the we. Here's a picture of I keep doing this. Here's a picture of all of my friends in the friend group that I had senior year of high school, and we were so close. I don't know how close we were to the Roseto. I was told recently, I'm not saying that right, but Roseto Village in Italy, that build each other up. We show each other our gifts, we show each other our fruit, and we were so close and vulnerable that we knew exactly how to love and treat each other. I had it all. And since I had it all, in my mind, in my dumb 18-year-old mind, I thought, oh, this means I know how I'm going to build myself up. I'm going to get somebody to come to Jesus. It may not sound too crazy to you, but that's actually strike two. Strike two came in the form of Weedy. Weedy's real name, Zach Wiedemeyer, was a good friend of mine that I had in high school, junior and senior year. He played baseball, I played lacrosse, and we worked out together. He didn't believe in the Lord, but he was a really solid and good guy anyway. You know what I mean? Like, he had a good base. He was a decent person to be around. So I figured, perfect, my project, my person that I will bring and add to the collection of people that I brought to Christ. Now, obviously I wasn't saying this because I thought I knew better, but subconsciously what I didn't realize until years later is that was the case, is that I brought him to church, to youth group. He came for about a month, and then he stopped going. I don't know, we're just gone. And I was there, if you guys know what this means, like Gollum, like, why? Why? I did everything. I had all the bases loaded. He, me, we. He, me, we. I had it all. Just set up for a grand slam. And for whatever reason, he stopped coming. And I talked to him at school once, and I was like, hey, man, why'd you stop coming to youth group? I thought you were enjoying it. And he told me in a very mature way, honestly, in terms of like being told this, it was the best you could hear it, is, hey, bro, I really appreciate how close you've been and all this stuff the past few years, and I appreciated you showing me something like the youth group that you went to. This doesn't change anything between, I felt like I was getting broken up with, but it doesn't change anything between me and you. Me and you are still boys, but the whole God thing just isn't for me. I'm sorry. I was destroyed. Not for the reason that I should have been. Enter strike three. I was destroyed because my first thought was, I had it all. How could I possibly not bring this person to Jesus? Thought that. I really thought that in my head. I thought, Victor, you're so good at this. How did you not nail the whole bringing unchurched people to church thing? Big strike three. Because then the Lord smacked me over the head with a wiffle ball bat filled with cement. It's very clear. Apart from me, you can do nothing. Apart from me, you have your qualities, sure, which is really good. God made us to be beautiful, and he made us in our image, even if we don't accept him immediately. But he said, Victor, you can't bring anybody to God. I do that. You can go out. You can be my servant. You can do these righteous things, but if they're not in my name, they're not going to stick. If I wanted them to stick, I had to get right. It took a few years. I'm still trying to get right, if I'm being honest. And I'm trying to get right in the sense that everything I do and everybody that I speak to, I don't want them to see this face first, this ugly mug. I need them to see the Lord's face first. Apart from me, you can do nothing. Guys, this isn't something to get bummed out about, but it's definitely something to push you forward. The Lord calls us to know him, know ourselves, and know each other, and then also make disciples of all nations. Which is, I'm telling you, go and do that. The Bible is telling you, go and do that. I'm just warning you to learn from my mistake. Don't do it unless you know that's what the Lord wants for you. To build the tribe, to build a community, check in with the Lord. It doesn't need to be like an audible voice, but let him know. Let him know what you're doing. Let him know what you're up to. And just to tie this all together, we talked a lot about identity the past 4 weeks. I'm going to read it one more time. John 15:5. If you don't know it already, I don't know where you've been. But I am the vine, you are the branches. If you remain in me, I in you, you will bear much fruit. Apart from me, you can do nothing. We're told we're a lot of things. Here, we know we're a lot of things. But the most important thing that we are, at the end of the day, is loved. We are wanted and desired by the Lord more than anything on earth. That's why he tells us these words. Why would you want to be away from someone like that? So I typically give you guys a challenge after these, and my challenge today is pretty simple. It's not very tangible, even though I wish it was. But I think if you guys ask the Lord and think long and hard, maybe to yourself or in your community, you'll be given an answer of your identity. We gave you a pretty good place to start, but ultimately it starts and it ends from the root to the fruit with the Lord. You are loved. It says a lot of times within the scripture, you are loved, so go and love others the way that you are loved. Peace out, guys.
We actually have a little change up in the game today. We're going to be playing a game called Small Group Scavenger Hunt. And we explained it to your leaders already, but we're going to explain it to you now. We're going to send you off to your Zoom groups, and you guys are going to be doing a scavenger hunt. The rules are so simple, I don't see how you can get them wrong. First, you're going to have to all be in your Zoom groups, all muted, and you're going to have your game leader, who is one of your leaders, give you an item. You then have to go as soon as they say 3, 2, 1, go, and get that item and bring it in clear view of the screen. Once that leader sees it, and if you're the first one to get it, you win that round. Most rounds win the entire game overall. Have fun, guys. Peace.